$187,000. Her entire retirement, the house she was going to buy in Florida, the trips she'd been planning since my dad died. Gone. And I'm the one who did it. I'm the one who convinced her it was safe. 6 months ago, I thought I'd found the answer to early retirement, a way out of the 9-to-5, a way to give my mom the life she deserved. Instead, I destroyed everything. And it started with an Instagram ad I should have scrolled past. You're about to hear a true financial story that many would rather hide. But in sharing it, we uncover the patterns, the traps, and the brutal lessons that others can learn from. Maybe even you. This is Money Mistake Files, where we take real-life money mistakes and turn them into raw, honest stories that might just save you from the same fate. So settle in, take a breath, and listen closely, because sometimes the best advice comes from someone else's pain. I'm 34 years old, working as a pharmaceutical sales rep. Good job, $72,000 a year plus commission. But I'm exhausted. The job requires constant travel. 4 days a week, I'm in rental cars, hitting doctor's offices, smiling through rejection. I've been doing this for 9 years, and I'm tired. I've saved $68,000. My mom has about $145,000 from selling the family home after my dad passed 2 years ago. She's 61, working part-time at a library, waiting to retire at 65. I've been researching FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early. The math is simple. You need 25 times your annual expenses invested, and you can safely withdraw 4% per year. My expenses are about $45,000 a year. I need $1.125 million. My mom needs about $800,000 for a comfortable retirement. At our current pace, I'm looking at age 50. She'll barely make it to 67. So I'm scrolling Instagram one night, September 15th, and I see this ad. I retired at 38 with passive income, no stock market gambling, no real estate headaches, just steady 8 to 12% monthly returns. The woman in the video is named Jennifer Walsh. She's in her early 40s, professional, well-spoken, standing in front of what looks like a nice home office. I used to be a corporate lawyer, says she, 70-hour weeks, miserable. Then I discovered algorithmic treasury arbitrage, and everything changed. I almost scroll past, but then she shows a screenshot, a dashboard, an account balance, $847,293. And below it, a graph showing monthly returns. January plus $8,420, February plus $9,103, March plus $7,889. Consistent, steady, real. I click. The ad takes me to a landing page, the Financial Freedom Blueprint, how I generate $8K to $12K monthly with zero active work. There's a free webinar, tonight at 8 p.m. EST. I register. I tell myself I'm just curious, just learning. That night, I'm on my laptop. 400 plus people are on the Zoom call. Jennifer is polished, confident. She's not pitching anything yet. She's teaching. Look, she says, most people think passive income means real estate or dividend stocks, but those require huge capital or give tiny returns. What I'm about to show you is different. It's called treasury arbitrage. She explains, large financial institutions move money between different treasury instruments, bonds, bills, notes. There are tiny price differences between markets. Algorithms exploit these differences for profit. It's not sexy, she says. It's not crypto. It's not day trading. It's boring. But boring makes money. She shows more screenshots, her account history, 47 months of consistent returns, never a single negative month. She says, I'm not going to lie to you, she says. This isn't for everyone. The minimum investment is $25,000. But if you have that, and if you're tired of leaving your money in a savings account earning nothing, this could change your life. At the end, she offers access to the platform. It's called Vanguard Treasury Solutions. Yes, Vanguard. That name matters. We'll get to why. There's a $5,000 one-time setup fee to cover compliance, legal structuring, and platform access. Then you can invest anywhere from $25,000 to $500,000. She says there are only 50 spots available because they keep the group small for compliance reasons. 17 people have already signed up during the webinar. A countdown timer appears, 23 hours to claim your spot. I don't sign up that night. I'm not an idiot. I know how sales funnels work, but I am curious. I Google treasury arbitrage. It's a real thing. Institutional investors do it. I Google Vanguard Treasury Solutions. Nothing comes up, but that could just mean it's new or private. I Googled Jennifer Walsh. Her LinkedIn looks legit. Former attorney, now independent financial consultant. I joined the private Facebook group she mentioned, 487 members. People are posting screenshots of their returns. Just hit $11,240 this month. This is life-changing. Month 6, and I'm averaging 9.8%. Jennifer, you're a miracle worker. I was skeptical, but the returns speak for themselves. There are photos, real people, normal-looking folks, not crypto bros or get-rich-quick weirdos. A woman named Diane, 58, posted, "I'm a retired teacher. I put in $75K in April. I've made $43,000 so far. I'm finally going to travel like I always dreamed." I spend 3 days researching. I watch YouTube videos about treasury arbitrage. They exist. It's real. I read articles about algorithmic trading. Also real. And here's the thing that hooked me. It all sounded plausible. Not too good to be true, not 500% returns, just 8 to 12% per month. High, yes, but not impossible if algorithms were exploiting market inefficiencies. September 22nd, the decision. I'm on a call with my mom. "Mom, I found something, an investment opportunity." I hear the skepticism in her voice immediately. "Honey, you know how I feel about those things." I know, but this is different. It's not crypto or MLM or anything sketchy. It's treasury arbitrage. Real financial institutions do this. I walk her through everything. The webinar, the Facebook group, the consistent returns. What kind of returns are we talking about? 8 to 12% per month. Silence. That's over 100% a year? I know it sounds high, but it's algorithmic. It's not human error, and it's treasury-backed. These are government securities. More silence. "How much do you want to invest?" she asked quietly. "I'm thinking $30,000 to start, just to test. If it works, I'll add more." "And you've researched this?" "For a week straight, Mom. I wouldn't bring it to you if I wasn't confident." She sighs. "Okay, but be careful, sweetie." "I will, I promise." September 23rd, 11:47 p.m. I pay the $5,000 setup fee. I transfer $30,000 into the Vanguard Treasury Solutions platform. What I didn't know, what I couldn't have seen, was that every single thing I'd researched, every screenshot, every testimonial, every Facebook post, every single piece of proof was fake. All of it. October 5th, I log into the platform dashboard, and there it is. Account balance, $32,380. Return, plus $2,380, 7.93%. I stare at the screen. It's real. I just made $2,380 in 12 days. I screenshot it. I text my mom. She calls me immediately. "Is this real?" "It's real, Mom." "Oh my God, honey, that's incredible." I'm giddy. I feel like I've cracked some secret code. October 31st. Account balance, $35,789. Total return, plus $5,789. 19.3% total, 9.65% for October. I would draw $2,000 as a test. It hits my bank account in 3 business days. The money is real. I'm hooked. I transfer another $20,000 on November 3rd. Total invested, $50,000, plus the $5K fee. My mom is watching closely. Are you sure about this? She asks. Mom, I withdrew money. It works. This is real. November 30th. Account balance, $58,234. November return, plus $8,234, 16.5%. I'm making more from this investment than I make from my job. I tell my mom I'm going to invest everything. Everything? Her voice is tight. Not everything. I'll keep $15,000 in emergency savings. But the rest? Mom, at this rate, I can retire in 3 years. You can retire now. December 8th, I invest my remaining $33,000. Total in the platform, $83,000. December 15th, Jennifer hosts another webinar for existing members. I want to talk to you about something, she says. Those of you who've been with us for a few months have seen the returns. You know this works. We're opening up a premium tier. For investments of $100K or more, we can access higher yield treasury instruments. We're talking 12 to 18% monthly returns. She chose screenshots. Premium members, accounts with $400K, $600K, $1.2 million, monthly returns of $40K, $70K, $150K. I'm not saying you need to do this, Jennifer says, but if you've been thinking about going all in on financial freedom, this is how you do it. That night, I can't sleep. I have $83,000 in the platform. At the standard rate, I'm making about $7,000 to $9,000 per month. At the premium rate, $12,000 to $15,000 per month. That's $144,000 to $180,000 per year. I could quit my job. My mom could retire. We could both be free. But I need $100K minimum. I have $83K invested plus $15K in savings. That's $98K. I'm $2,000 short. I call my mom. Mom, there's a premium tier, higher returns, but I need $100K minimum. How much do you have? $98,000 if I add my emergency fund. Silence. What are you asking me, honey? I'm not asking for anything. I just wanted you to know, because if this works, and it has been working, we could both retire in 2 years, maybe less. How much would I need to invest? My heart is pounding. The minimum is $100K, but Mom, I wouldn't ask you to do that unless I have $145,000 from the house. I know. If I invest $100,000, how much would I make? I pull up my calculator. At 12% per month, $12,000 per month, $144,000 per year. I hear her breathing on the other end of the line. That's more than I make now, and I wouldn't have to work. I know. But if it doesn't work, it's been working for 4 months, Mom. I've withdrawn money. It's real. More silence. Let me think about it. My mom calls me. I'm going to do it. Are you sure? I've thought about it. I've prayed about it. And you've never steered me wrong, honey. I trust you. Those words will haunt me forever. I trust you. December 30th. I invest my remaining $17,000, total $100,000. My mom pays the $5,000 setup fee and invests $100,000. Combined, $200,000 in Vanguard Treasury Solutions. We're both in the premium tier. New Year's Eve, my mom and I are on the phone at midnight. This is going to be our year, she says. This is going to be your year, Mom. You're going to retire. You're going to travel. You're going to live. I believed every word. We were so careful. We researched, we tested, we withdrew money. We did everything right. And we still walked straight into the trap. Because the best scams don't feel like scams. They feel like opportunity. The premium returns. January 31st. I log into my dashboard. Account balance $117,240. January return plus $17,240 or 17.24%. My mom's account. Account balance $113,890. January return plus $13,890 or 13.89%. We made over $31,000 in 1 month. I call her screaming, "Mom, did you see? I saw. I can't believe it. You're retiring. You're putting in your notice tomorrow." "Honey, I don't know if I should." "Mom, you just made $13,000 in the month. You're done. You're free." February 3rd, my mom gives her 2 weeks notice at the library. February 14th, her last day of work. She's 61 years old. She thought she'd work until 67. We're celebrating. We're crying. We're planning trips. This is everything we wanted. February, the first red flag. February 10th, I try to withdraw $5,000 to test the premium tier withdrawal process. I submit the request. It usually processes in 3 to 5 business days. February 17th, nothing. I email support. February 19th, reply. "Hi, Melissa. We apologize for the delay. There was a compliance hold on your account for routine verification. This has been cleared. Your withdrawal will process within 48 hours. March 5th, $5,000 hits my account. Okay, false alarm. It just took longer. March 10th, my mom tries to withdraw $8,000. She wants to book a trip to Italy, something she and my dad always talked about. March 17th, nothing. March 20th, she emails support. No reply. March 22nd, she calls the support number on the website. Disconnected. "Honey, I can't reach anyone," she says. "Let me try." I call. Same thing. Disconnected. I email. No reply. I go to the website. It's slow, glitchy. I try to log into my dashboard. Error 503, service temporarily unavailable. I refresh, same error. I try again an hour later. It loads. My account balance, $134,576. March returns, plus $17,327. Okay, so the platform is working. It's just the support that's backed up. I tell my mom it's probably just growing pains. They're scaling, lots of new users. She's not convinced. Something feels off. "Honey, your account is still growing. You made $17K this month." "But I can't access it." "You will. Just give it a few more days." I go to the private Facebook group to see if anyone else is having issues. The group is gone. Not private, not archived. Gone. I search for it. Nothing. I search for Jennifer Walsh's profile. Deleted. My stomach drops. I go to the website. Domain not found. I tried different browsers, my phone, my laptop. Nothing. The website is gone. I call my mom. "Mom, I think something's wrong." "What do you mean?" "The website's down. The Facebook group was gone. Jennifer's profile is deleted." Silence. "What are you saying?" I don't know. Let me figure this out." I'm panicking. I Google Vanguard Treasury Solutions. The first result is a news article from earlier that day. Investors lose millions in elaborate treasury arbitrage Ponzi scheme. My vision blurs. I click. The SEC has issued a cease and desist order against Vanguard Treasury Solutions, an unlicensed investment platform accused of operating a Ponzi scheme. The platform, which claimed to generate returns through algorithmic treasury arbitrage, has disappeared along with an estimated $50 to $80 million from over 2,000 investors. The scheme was orchestrated by an individual using the alias Jennifer Walsh, whose real identity remains unknown. The platform used fabricated dashboards to show fictitious returns, while early investors were paid with funds from new investors, a hallmark of a Ponzi scheme. Authorities urge victims to file reports with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaints Center. I can't breathe. I read it again and again. Fabricated dashboards, fictitious returns, Ponzi scheme. I call my mom. She answers on the first ring. "Did you find out what's going on?" I can't speak. Honey? Mom, my voice breaks. It's gone. What's gone? All of it, the whole thing. It was fake. It was a scam. Silence. Then, what do you mean it was fake? I saw the returns. You withdrew money. That was from other people's investments. That's how Ponzi schemes work. They pay early investors with new money to make it look real. How much did we lose? I can barely say it. Everything, Mom. How much is everything? $200,000. Your retirement, my savings, all of it. I hear her breathing. Then I hear her cry. And I will never, ever forget that sound. You're probably wondering, how could she fall for this? How could someone smart, careful, cautious, someone who researched for weeks get scammed? I'll tell you exactly how. Because the signs I missed, you might be missing them too. I spent weeks after the collapse piecing together how it worked. Here's what I learned. Number 1, the name. Vanguard Treasury Solutions. Notice something? Vanguard, one of the most trusted investment companies in the world. They didn't call themselves Vanguard. That would be illegal. They'd be sued immediately. But Vanguard Treasury Solutions sounds adjacent, official, safe. When I Googled it and nothing came up, I thought it must be new or private. What I should have thought, if this were real, there'd be some record. Number 2, the testimonials. The Facebook group, the screenshots, the real people posting, all fake. Not the people, the accounts. Investigators later found that the group had 487 members. 400 plus were fake profiles created by the scammers. 87 were real investors like me, unknowingly validating the scam. The fake profiles posted regularly, shared fake wins, responded to questions. When real people like me posted our real returns, it made the fake posts look even more legitimate. Number 3, the dashboard. The platform looked real. Professional design, real-time updates, transaction histories. But none of it was connected to actual markets. It was just a website showing numbers. When my account showed $134,567, that number existed nowhere except on that server. No actual investments, no actual trades, no actual money, just pixels on a screen. Number 4, the Ponzi mechanism. Early investors like me in October to December were paid with money from new investors. My $2,000 withdrawal in October, that came from someone who joined in November. My mom's $5,000 return in January, that came from someone who joined in February. As long as new money kept coming in, the system worked. But Ponzi schemes always collapse when new investments slow down or too many people try to withdraw at once. By March, they'd taken in over $50 million. They knew the SEC was closing in, so they disappeared. Website down, Facebook group deleted, phone numbers disconnected. Poof. Number 5, the real Jennifer Walsh. There is a real Jennifer Walsh. She's a lawyer in Oregon. She has no idea her name, photo, and LinkedIn were stolen. The scammer used her real identity to build credibility. She's now getting harassed by victims who think she's involved. She's not. She's a victim too. That's how I ended up in that police station. The detective is kind, but realistic. The money was transferred overseas. Multiple shell companies, cryptocurrency conversions. We're talking Russia, Nigeria, possibly China. So you can't get it back? We'll try. FBI's involved, but I don't want to give you false hope. How much did other people lose? We've had about 40 people come in so far. Losses range from $25,000 to $600,000. Someone lost $600,000? He nods. Retired couple. Their entire life savings. I feel sick. My mom squeezes my hand. The worst part isn't the money, it's the shame. I convinced my mom to invest. I trust you, she said, and I destroyed that trust. I destroyed her retirement. The house in Florida she wanted, gone. The trip to Italy, gone. The financial security she spent 40 years building, gone, because of me. My mom has to go back to work. She finds a part-time job at Target, $15 an hour. She's 61 years old, working retail, because I convinced her to gamble her retirement on a scam. I'm working extra shifts, picking up weekend gigs, trying to save every dollar. I've started therapy. The guilt is crushing. My therapist asks, if a friend came to you with this same situation, what would you tell them? That it wasn't their fault. So why is it your fault? Because I should have known. I should have seen the signs. What signs? The returns were too high. The website had no reviews. Melissa, stop. This was a sophisticated scam designed by professionals to fool people exactly like you. Smart people, careful people. But it doesn't matter. I still destroyed my mother's life. The conversation I'll never forget. May 3rd. My mom and I are having dinner at her apartment. It's quiet. We haven't talked much since the police report. Mom, I say, I'm so sorry. She's quiet for a long time. I know, she says finally. I'll pay you back. I don't know how, but I will. She looks at me, really looks at me. Honey, I don't want you to pay me back, but I want you to forgive yourself. I start crying. I can't. I ruined. You didn't ruin anything. We both made a choice, and we both got fooled by professionals whose entire job is to fool people. But you trusted me. I still do. Those 3 words break me. I still do. You're probably wondering, did they get caught? Did anyone face justice? Here's what I know. As of today, 18 months later, no one has been arrested. The FBI traced the money to a shell company in Estonia, a crypto exchange in Singapore, multiple personal wallets, cash outs across 6 countries. Some of the money has been frozen, maybe $4 million out of 50+ million. Victims might see 8 to 10 cents on the dollar, eventually, maybe in 3 to 5 years. My $100,000 might become $8,000. My mom's $100,000 might become $8,000. We're not holding our breath. I'm 36 now. I'm still working as a pharmaceutical rep. I've saved $22,000 since the collapse. My mom is still working at Target. She's saved $11,000. Combined, we've recovered $33,000 of the $200,000 we lost. It'll take 15 years to fully recover. She'll be 76. I'll be 51. Here's what I should have seen that you can't afford to. Number 1, returns that are too consistent. Real investments fluctuate. Even great funds have down months. My account never had a down month. That's not how markets work. Ever. Number 2, withdrawal delays. When withdrawals started taking longer, that was the exit beginning. In legitimate investments, withdrawals are fast and consistent. In scams, they aren't. Number 3, no third-party verification. The platform wasn't registered with the SEC. There was no third-party custodian, no SIPC insurance. I should have checked FinCEN, SEC.gov, FINRA, BrokerCheck. All free, all public. All would have shown this company doesn't exist. Number 4, too good to be true returns. 8 to 12% per month is 96 to 144% per year. Warren Buffett averages 20% per year, and he's the best investor in history. If someone's beating Buffett by 5 to 7x, they're lying. Number 5, pressure and urgency. Only 50 spots available, limited time to join premium tier. Real investments don't use scarcity tactics. Scams do. Number 6, complex sounding jargon. Algorithmic treasury arbitrage. It sounded smart, it sounded real, but I couldn't explain how it actually worked. If you can't explain an investment in simple terms, you don't understand it. And if you don't understand it, you shouldn't invest in it. The brutal lessons. Number 1, do not invest in anything you can't independently verify. If it's not on the SEC registry, it's not real. If it's not insured by SIPC or FDIC, your money isn't protected. If it's not audited by a third party, the numbers are made up. Number 2, trust but verify. I trusted the testimonials, the screenshots, the Facebook group. All fake. Always verify through independent sources. Number 3, no one cares about your money as much as you do. Jennifer, or whoever she was, didn't care about my retirement. She cared about her payday. The only person who truly has your best interests at heart is you. Number 4, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Every time, no exceptions. Number 5, scammers are professionals. They're smart, they're patient, they're convincing. They know psychology. They know how to build trust. This wasn't some guy in a basement with a fake email. This was a coordinated international operation that stole $50 million from over 2,000 people. If they could fool me, someone who researched for weeks, they can fool anyone. The relationship with my mom. We're okay. It took time, therapy, hard conversations, but we're okay. She says she doesn't blame me. I'm learning to believe her. She's still working, but she's not miserable. I've met some nice people at Target, she told me last week, and honestly, sitting at home wasn't going to make me happy anyway. That's grace I don't deserve. My new relationship with money. I invest now, but differently. I only invest in index funds, Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, real ones, my 401k, FDIC-insured savings accounts. Boring? Yes. Safe? Yes. Will I retire early? Probably not. But I'll retire with money that's actually there. If you're watching this, if you're in an investment that promises high, consistent returns, if there are withdrawal delays, if the company isn't SEC registered, if you can't explain how it works, get out now. You might lose some gains, you might feel stupid, but you won't lose everything. And if you know someone who's in something like this, send them this video. Because the best way to stop a scam is to stop it before it starts. The final truth? I lost $100,000. My mom lost $100,000, but we didn't just lose money. We lost time, peace, security, and that's what scammers really steal. Not just your dollars, your future. So, protect it. Research everything, verify independently, and never, ever invest in something because it feels right. Feelings don't protect you from fraud. Due diligence does. This is Money Mistake Files. If this story helped you, if it made you think twice about an opportunity, share it. Because somewhere right now, someone you know is being pitched something just like this, and they're one click away from losing everything. Don't let them make my mistake. Take care of your money, but more importantly, take care of yourself. See you next week.